Good evening there, pumpkin friends. It's Chad from Colorado Giants. Today is September 17th. Stay tuned for that weekly update you've been craving. All right, perhaps not craving, but at least the one hopefully you look forward to. With this video coming out, I'll set this one to come out the 19th, which now you know because you're watching this. I'm all caught up. I had a backlog. I've been busy. I was in New York last week doing robot stuff. I won that event. That's pretty cool. So now we're shifting focus to pumpkin stuff, and I have another robot event coming up. But let's talk pumpkins and just in general what we got going on. Before we get to that, though, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 2,300 subscribers, and that's pretty cool. Let's get to 1 million, and yeah, that would be swell. It'll never happen, but hey, a guy can dream. Let's talk about the pumpkins. In pumpkin news, there's really not a whole lot of news. The plants this week are definitely showing their age, and because I let the spider mites get a foothold, now they are, it's like, you know, the beaches of World War II. They're just kind of coming through, and I can see their progression, unfortunately. And when it's this bad, there's nothing, not a darn thing you can do about it. I mean, you could probably like nuke the whole greenhouse with some sort of something, but you know, I don't want to do that because we're already past the point of goodness. Yeah, so even still, with that being said, I'm ecstatic with how well my plants did this year. They, you know, just I don't know, they were good for a long time. And as a pumpkin grower, that's really all you want. We'll do a quick rundown on each pumpkin, kind of keeping it simple like we did last week, because there's really not a whole lot of content to go over. So Cowboy is doing quite well. Cowboy sped up. At this time of the year, at this age of the pumpkin, it's doing single digits per day. There's some rock stars out there that are still doing double digits, but with how old pumpkin or Cowboy is, over 100 days old, which is, you know, very old for pumpkins, for him to speed up is pretty awesome. But with that, there is some, I wonder if I can zoom in, and probably not going to show up real well, but those cracks right there and the cracks in the blossom end, those are the cracks that you don't want. You know, you're always going to get some radial cracking on the ribs and whatnot, and like kind of where you fiddle with things, like on the tape, you can see it's kind of scarred there and over here where I'm like all constantly touching the pumpkin. That stuff's okay. That's not going to get like infected and cause the pumpkin to rot. But big like, you know, splits like that, those can. So I turned off the fans for the video, but I have the fans running 24/7 on the stem and the blossom end and the stem to keep those dry. And every day I squirt that with 90% rubbing alcohol. It gets a squirt just to keep any cooties from proliferating in there and to keep it dry, because that alcohol will also help dry it out. Appleberry plant is looking really good. I will say too, previous to September, my vines still look, if we rewind all the way back to the beginning of the year, my goal was to have crunchy, healthy looking vines. I have been paying attention to that, and my vines have been looking really good. Just probably the past, and this is just as much a memo for myself watching this, future Chad is watching past Chad talk about the vines. The vines were really good up until basically about now. And that's because, again, you know, I haven't been spending as much time out here. I'm in definitely in that September slump, I like to call it, where I'm just kind of getting a little burned out, if I'm being honest. But with that being said, the vines were doing excellent. Had I not perhaps taken my foot off the gas pedal a little bit, which is not even necessarily a fair statement to say, if I would have kept on doing my rotation, my fungicide rotation, like I had all year long, they probably would stay healthy. But with the spider mite situation. That's probably some ratio of slacking on my fungicide. Spider mite pressure is what is making my vines look not as healthy as they were. This thing right here is still growing. It did 50 pounds. So this pumpkin is probably close to 900 pounds by the tape. I do think it is not that heavy. I think it's going to go light. So hopefully this one continues to grow for another few weeks. I still haven't seen the stem connect to the vine. Emily got down there the other day and said it's just like, I don't know if that is like the connection right to the vine. She said it's probably connected like that. So it's barely hanging on there, but it's that's good though. I mean, it's growing, and that's what I need to level up my patch game, because I'll be really close to a patch that I want just with the weights of all these. So that's pretty cool. And Appleberry is doing awesome as well. Love the color, love the shape. This one I think is starting to thicken on the inside. I used to think it was light. Now I don't. This one has some of those cracks that I can easily get to. Like, this is the crack that things can go bad. This is fine. This is fine-ish. All of this is kind of like that borderline where you want to keep an eye on it, but when it gets like a little fissure like this, like we're talking Grand Canyon situation, deep cracks, that's fine, stuff like that. All these scratches from me just kind of laying on the pumpkin. But these are the ones you want to keep an eye on. Keep those dry. Keep rubbing alcohol on them. You can put sulfur on it. You could put Captain on it. You could put 7 on it. You know, just anything to keep that dry and cootie free is what you are after. But the plants are even healthy. I mean, look at this new growth on this plant. It is looking really good, all things considered. And this one is just looking tired. So that is all I got for you. It is way off season. Way offs are happening as we speak. So hopefully you guys are doing really well. Comment below with how your way off season has gone so far. Let me know how your pumpkins are doing. If you're growing one of my seeds this year, let me know. I should do a contest. Memo to future Chad. Do a contest for seeds, for new seeds. That would be kind of fun. So that's all I got for you. Hopefully, again, you're doing well this year. Get out there, grow yourself a pumpkin, and we'll talk to you next week, getting closer to the way offs.